All right, folks, we're live. And it's not a very exciting night now, is it? Pretty much stinks. Man, what a tough loss. We should have jumped on. We should have been up 14, 21 to nothing there in the first half, and we just didn't do it. And that really hurt us bad. That really, really was unfortunate. You get a chance to jump on a team like that, you got to do it. And that dadgum 14, another 14-point turnaround. A strip sack, and I don't know what was Kinselman tackling. What was he trying to tackle? That was terrible. I keep forgetting my camera's over here. Yeah, that stunk up the joint. Got to get used to live camera versus the other camera, and I got a new microphone, so my microphone doesn't sound like crap anymore. Anyway, not on live anyway. Let's take a look. See, now it's final, 33-27. That stinks. Oh, that stinks so bad. Let's take a look, see here. I mean, you look at these numbers and you think we won the game. Mateer, 159 with one interception. Joey had almost 400 yards. But the turnovers killed us. He threw 2 interceptions that were very costly, plus that damn scoop and score that killed us. We could not run the ball at all. And that was the other thing that was a huge issue for us. As a matter of fact, let's see what we did rushing-wise. No, I need the totals. Let's get team stats here. Team stats. I mean, we outgained them by 100 yards, killed them in passing, but the rushing was a huge issue. Let's see what we did as far as rushing goes. Where's that? There it is. 63 yards. They had almost 200. That was the difference. We just can't run the ball for some reason. We can protect pretty good, although they've got the best defense in the SEC, so I'm not shocked. It just got to the point to where we really couldn't do anything but throw the ball, and that makes us very one-dimensional, and that led to a couple interceptions as well, knowing that if we could run the ball on them, got 150 yards, we'd have destroyed them. But they stopped the run like we did last year. We were great at that. Now we're not. I mean, they almost ran for 200. That's if a team runs for 200 on you, you're typically going to lose. So, but they've got a great front seven. I knew that was going to be a huge issue for us to deal with. But I thought the way we jumped out 7-0 and we were about to go up 14-0 or 10-0, and then suddenly it was 7-7. I was like, good Lord. And then at the halftime, they're up by 6. It was just, So unfortunately, that really hurts us. Let's just call it what it is. We're out of the playoff now, I'd say, with that. That's, man, I don't see how we get in the playoff with 3 losses. Even if we go undefeated from this point forward, we're just not going to have any good wins. You know, even the Vanderbilt win now is not going to be worth anything because they've got 2 losses already. We needed them to stay with 1 loss. That would have helped a lot, but we had to win this game. This was the play out game. So, man, this sucks. Let's see what y'all think. I know y'all can't. Yeah, Eric says, that sucks. Yep, Eric, I'm not going to disagree with you. It sucks. I'm not putting that up, Reezy. I'm not doing that. No, we don't put the profanity up there. Oh, darn it. That sucks. We're going to wind up in a bowl game. I don't want to go to some average bowl game, the Tidy Bowl. Ugh, dang it. Now, that was so frustrating. That I knew when we had that dadgum scoop and score on us. I was like, that's such a horrible sign. I mean, that's a game we should have gone up 10 or 14-0 because their offense wasn't going to score a ton on us, not till the second half, especially the way we played in the first. But we gave them that touchdown. Gave them energy. Yeah, that was heartbreaking, Dustin. I've got to agree. Yeah, Joey was off and on. They're going to blame Joey. I know they are. That the worst thing was the scoop and score. And the other thing is there a reason why our offense can't tackle a guy that's in their arms? There was twice we just bump into him or we just dance down the damn line with him and let him go 60 yards. Kinselman just pull his arm down. And our tight end bumps into the guy that intercepts the ball. Just tackle him. And that would have saved us 3 points right there. And this game's very different. They don't get that extra 3 at the end of the first half, but just couldn't do it. Ugh. Oh, dang it. Let's see. Let me see who's, oops, they did. Let me see. There's somebody in here that's giving me grief. Let me see who's giving me grief here. Let's see. There's always somebody. Yeah, this is, I tell you, we needed that Georgia game for an insurance policy where we could at least still have a shot, because we'd still have a good shot at getting in. But when we didn't hit that field goal, and how about the guy that kicked the field goals for them? I mean, that was incredible. He hit 3 over 50. Let me look at that. Let me add this to the stage real quick. Where is that? Let me see what that guy did. Let's see. It should be under player stats. Let's see if we find Oklahoma, the kicks. Probably down at the end somewhere here. Got to be somewhere here. No, not kick returns. Kicking. 4 for 4, 50. I think they were all over 50, weren't they? He went 4 for 4. That was huge. I mean, that was absolutely a huge. This Tate Sandal, the lefty, that was really painful. Him hitting all those. I mean, if he'd have just missed one, this game's totally different. But he didn't. Rebuilding year. Dang it. It didn't have to be. Joey's, this is the first bad game Joey's had. First bad game. And he threw for 400 and threw, what, 3 touchdowns? 3 touchdowns, threw for 400, but he threw 2 INTs. But, I mean, he wound up having a good stats game. But it's hard to throw it when they're putting that much pressure on you and you don't have a running game. See, that when you don't have a running game, they can pin their ears back and really go at you. It's very frustrating. There it is right there. Oh, it'll be all right. Love your channel and subscribe, but I'm tired of the sign stealing BS. Well, then tell people to quit stealing signs. It's simple. Hey, that was Lane Kiffin. I was talking about Lane Kiffin. I'm allowed to discuss that when the head coach of an SEC team shows up and says, hey, he's stealing signs. I'm allowed to cover that. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to cover that. Am I not? I think your beef is with Lane Kiffin. Thanks for the $10 though. I don't have any problem with other people's opinions, but I have mine. I'm going to disagree with you. But the nice thing is you're allowed to have your opinion here on this channel. I'm not going to try to do anything about it other than just accept that, we have different opinions and mine is right. Let's see who else is going to. Says, it's going to be all right, Jay. Let me put this in here. I have to read it first. It's going to be all right. We weren't expected to be in the dance hall, but that's when you want to be in the dance, is when you're not expected. That's when it's the most fun. Yeah. So frustrating. Thank you, doctor. I appreciate that. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, man, this is just so that takes us to 6-3. 6-3. 6-3. And next year we're playing 9 SEC games. Thanks a lot, Sankey, you idiot. Sankey's such an idiot. He really is. Let me show you what it's going to be like next year when we go to 9 games and all the SEC teams are beating the crap out of each other. It's going to look like this.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sankey right there next year. But he won't care. He'll just drink his beer and not worry about it. It's hard playing in the SEC, man. I'm telling you, they show up, these teams. I mean, the number 1 team in SEC as far as defense, and they proved it. I mean, we whooped them in the air, but they got to us enough. They got to Joey enough and threw him off. He's used to having quite a bit of – we're good at blocking. That's the one thing when it comes to protection. We couldn't protect him against this front 7. They're just, that was my one concern. It's like giving Joey enough time. And it started making him a little jumpy too. That caused those interceptions and stuff. And that's what caused it. He got sacked 3 times in the first half, maybe 4. Let's see, actually. Let me pull this up. See how many sacks they had. Got to go to the team stats. Let's see. It should tell us here. There it is. Sacks allowed. 4. They had 3 in the first half and then the 4th in the second half. Oh, man, those 2 3-and-outs didn't help either. But, we caught some breaks too. It wasn't all just one-sided. They had 2 turnovers, so they gave us a shot. But our inability to run the ball really hurts. It just does, because it makes the run-pass option not nearly as effective. The fake run and all that is just, dang. I knew it. It's like every time we can't run the ball, we lose. Every time. It happened to us in the playoff last year against Ohio State. They stopped the run immediately, and it was like, oh, crap. That offense requires that we run the ball. It just does. Everybody thinks it's a throwing offense, and it is to some level, but you need to be able to run the ball in order to keep the defense off of your quarterback. It just, it's just the way it is. Let me get in here to some of the comments here and try to catch up a little bit. I don't know about that. Saying that Aguilar, look, I don't think so. He threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, maybe if we could run the ball, that would have helped him out a little bit. We ran for 50 yards, folks, 50 yards at home. That usually spells doom for us. We need to run the ball for at least 150 yards. So I kind of feel like everything was on Aguilar. I mean, it was up to him to win the game, because what else did we do on offense? I thought our wide receivers played well, and I thought they protected him okay against an Oklahoma defense that's great, number one. And number two, they don't have to worry about the run. They don't. They're going to stop it. So it is what it is. That we needed to win this. We should have won this game. Had we had a better start, had we gone ahead and gone up 14-0 or 17-0, this game probably goes different. But they were right back in the game and then wound up with a lead after the first half. That was very unfortunate. So be it. Yep, you are what your record says you are. I mean, yeah, we could have won the Georgia game, but we didn't. You are what we could have lost the Mississippi State game. So, Yep. Well, hell, I'm sure a lot of teams beat them. It's not like they're a great team. Their offense is very sus. And we handled their offense in the first half, no problem. They had to have a phenomenal day from their kicker tonight. And, we basically gave them a touchdown there at the end because we were going all in to stop dude from running. Yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot. There's no doubt. I agree with that. Rambo's right. Yeah, the kicker was a huge part of it. Had we been a 6-point game instead of 8 or 9, it's a different game. But he hit him. He came through in a major way. And I think he's hit like 18 in a row now. He's just on him. He's on a roll and he's confident. No, it's definitely not on. Definitely not all on him. Definitely. Some of it's on him, but a lot of it's on a lot of other places. Bad run blocking. We didn't give any holes. There were no holes. I thought at some point we would just luck up and get a 20-yard run. It just never happened. It's like, God, after a while, there's bound to be a hole somewhere. And it's not like our guys aren't fast, but there just wasn't any holes there. It was all up to Joey. Everything was on Joey's shoulders tonight. And you look at the numbers, they weren't bad. They were actually pretty good. It's just those awful interceptions, which a lot of that was having guys getting ready to knock his head off, and then the strip sack. And we should have at least tackled that guy on the 40. He ran 60 yards with Kinselman sitting there shaking his hand. And Kinselman's like 240, 230 pounds. Just pull his arm down. Slow him down. Nope. I'm just going to hold his arm while I run down 20 yards, and then I'm going to let him go. That was awful. And then our tight end, the guy gets an interception at the end of the first half, and our tight end goes down there and bumps him. Just goes, boom. Just tackle him. You saw he had the ball in his hands. Oh, here, I'll just hit you. That's the kind, see those plays right there, they don't seem like they're that big a deal. They're huge plays. They're huge plays. One costs us 3 points. The other costs 7. That's 10 points if we just tackle a guy that's right here and we've got our hands on him. So what do you say? Just is what it is. And I knew as soon as he let him go, I was like, is that guy really going to run 70 yards? It reminded me of the Alabama play when all we had to do was push the guy out of bounds and the guy had the angle on him and he did a little stutter step and our guy almost fell down. It's like, just push him out of bounds and at least they don't get 7. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Ugh. Huge plays, tackling drills for everyone. Yeah, wasn't pretty. Dang it. And how about Georgia? They are the luckiest dogs that ever were. Man, they've come back on like 4 or 5 ball games. We had them beat to death. Dang it. Well, I'll tell you, we miss our cornerback something awful. I thought Colton Hood played pretty good, but man, we missed Jamad McCoy so bad. God, that shutdown corner makes such a difference. And we missed Gibson too. We were very lucky that neither one of those guys got hurt last year. Very lucky. Yeah. We don't body shame people here, sir. Thanks for the $2 there, Art Cheeks. He's Bobby Hill. Everybody loves Bobby Hill. Come on. We didn't lose because, we lost for various reasons. It would have helped. I promise you, if we had an additional first-round draft pick cornerback that was a shutdown guy last year, it'd have made a difference. Of course it would have. I don't know if we'd have won, but it made a difference. Wouldn't have been bad to have the other guy that's probably going to go in the 3rd round. Yeah, no, there'll be none of that. We won't be firing Josh. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. This isn't Penn State or LSU where you just fire somebody and pay them $50 million. Good Lord. I'm going to be covering that too. Believe me, I've got a video I'm working on that whole situation. Yeah. I don't know if anybody will get fired or not. It won't be Josh Heupel, I can promise you that. Matter of fact, we're going to have to protect it to save him because there's going to be people trying to get him. I figured people would be coming after Tim Banks. Everybody loved Tim last year, but not this year. Thank you for the $1.99. This is not a happy time. Not a happy time. I knew I was getting ready to come out like this live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Do it live.
That's how I was going to come out live. That's how I felt after this game. That's how I was during multiple times during this game. That's why I don't do live during Tennessee games, because I don't have the that beeper that'll cover up all the comments. Dang, this stinks. Let me see what else y'all are saying. Getting into some of these let's see, Jake Heupel. Yeah, I agree. He'd be very dumb to leave, and I'm not going to let him leave anyway. Well, I said that about our guy Vitello too, and he left. And I did everything I could, folks. I reached out to him as much as I could. I did videos. I didn't know what else to do. I mean, I really did. Jake, I appreciate that. Yeah, he'd be an idiot to leave. I agree. But people do crazy things. I mean, this is what I thought when Tony left.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
Yeah, I just did everything I could. I couldn't keep Tony here. So did Basilio. Tony Basilio's not the same. Poor guy. I mean, you can just tell he's really down because they were paisans, man. They were buddies. I mean, he looks like somebody that lost his dog, man. Lost his best friend. I hate it for him. I hate it for myself and the rest of Tennessee. I already miss Tony Vitello. I am glad that we hired the assistant coach, though. He's a nice guy, and he's good. I think we'll be okay. But, yeah, we can't lose Josh Heupel, too. And look, here's what's going to happen. Florida and LSU are both going to go after Lane Kiffin. They're going to offer him. Well, I already know what they're. And matter of fact, that's in my next video. I might put it out tomorrow. But I know what they've offered him. I know what Jimmy Sexton wants. I mean, it's absurd. And they're going to go after him. I don't think he's going to leave, though. And then I think they're going to go for plan Bs. And plan Bs are Eli Drinkwitz. Let's see, Braum from Louisville. Jeff Braum. Probably they'll kick the tires on Heupel. Let's see, who else? That'll be some of the best ones to go after. And then James Franklin is a definite possibility for either LSU or Florida, because that would be a plan B. Although Virginia Tech, I think, is negotiating with him right now. So, well, look, we hadn't beaten Florida at the Swamp in 22 years. So I'd be very happy if we beat Florida. Just any win at Florida is a huge win. Thank you for that. Yeah, anytime you beat them, battered fall. I hear you. I do. Battered Vol syndrome strikes
Again.
BVS. We're not the only ones that have battered syndrome. There's plenty of teams that do, believe me. I promise you Vanderbilt lives with that. And they tried to make a game out of it at the end of that game. Texas had them beat to death. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. Let's see. Get back in here to the comments, see what's going on. I better get down up here. I'm trying to keep up with everybody here. Let's see. Let's see. Eric, you're just sending me $1.99. No comment. I understand. Sometimes there's not much to say. But I have to say something now, don't I? And I always have plenty to say. We might, Jim. Don't get all negative. Don't get all negative. We might. I did notice that DJ Lagway's feeling better because he was running a little bit. He was starting to kind of have a pep in his step. So he's been injured most of the year. Georgia, God, they're so lucky. They're lucky dogs. They are very lucky dogs. And they know it. I promise you. They know they're lucky. They're going into the second half looking like they're going to lose every game, and they just somehow pull it out. And on top of it, I had picked them in my Pick'em series, and here goes Gunnar Stockton. All he has to do is run in the end zone. There's nobody within 10 yards. He stops at the one and knees it. And I was like, oh my, I was getting ready to put the check by the victory. Nope, didn't cover the spread. And so that's a loss for me on my little Pick'em thing. And I was 4-0 at the time. I got my first 4 picks right. Wind up 500. Let's see. Here's Jackpot. Damn it, Jackpot, don't be sending me money. I appreciate it, though. I don't think James Franklin goes to Virginia Tech, but I do think he will use their interest as a leveraging tool for a better job. Yeah, well, I had heard they were talking $10 million. Like, why would you do that when Penn State owes him like $9 million a year? Why don't you go, if you're going to go to Virginia Tech, give them a $4 million deal and have, Penn State pay 5 of it. That way you're in there for like 9, and then you have extra money for players and stuff, because Virginia Tech, they've only got like $120 million budget, and they need to be around 200 if they want to compete at the highest level. Well, there's $5 million they could save, and they could have Penn State pay for it. Thank you, Jackpot. I appreciate that. You do have good potato chips. I got to give you that. And I don't know if y'all have had any of Utz potato chips. They're ridiculously good. If you buy a bag, you're doomed, because you'll just keep buying them. Do we have a James? No, we don't. I'm happy with Josh Heupel. I am. Look, at least we score. Our defense is not good this year. We've had a ton of injuries at key positions, but I know it's frustrating. It's going to be fire Tim Banks time. I know. We're going to be hearing that for the rest of the year, I would say. We're going to be hearing that. Let's see. Yeah, Joey. Well, look, Oklahoma's crushed a lot of offensive lines this year. They're number 1 for a reason in defense. They usually only give up 200 yards. We more than doubled it Okay. We doubled what they usually give up. It's not like we didn't succeed on offense. It's just we had some unfortunate turnovers, and some of that was caused by pressure. They put a lot of pressure on our quarterback. And part of that's because we can't run the ball against them. We could not run the ball. 56 yards is a joke. That is a joke. That is terrible, especially with the Josh Heupel offense where you spread the defense out. You should be able to get 100 yards if you just fall over. So dadgum frustrated with that. I hate it when we can't. I know every time we can't run the ball, we're going to lose. When we're running the ball and we get around 150 plus, I'm like, we'll definitely win, because then they don't know what to do with us. But we still could have pulled this off. Eric, thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's a lot of money. That's not insignificant at all. Donovan, thank you for that. Just a comment, no comment, $1.99. Appreciate it. Listening to Florida. See what Christy said here. Didn't start with listing to Florida. Listening to Florida, maybe? Or listing to Florida. Didn't start with listening. I don't know what that means, Christy. Thank you for the $2, though. Maybe because I was talking a little bit about Florida. I don't know. We need a new OC. He's as bad at. No. Folks, I appreciate your opinion. I do. And thank you for the $5. We're number one in offense in the SEC, folks. Number one. Averaging 45 points a game. I mean, really? We need to fire the offensive coordinator when we're number one in the SEC with 40. I mean, we're in the top 5 in the country. This is the overreaction. I understand. I get it. Believe me. I understand the emotions that we're all feeling right now because it sucks. It's bad. But he's not Randy Sanders. There is no Randy Sanders over here. I always liked Randy as a person, but he wasn't a very good offensive coordinator. He went up to ETSU, and I don't know what all happened there. Mind everyone what our expected record was. Oh, yeah, I know it. Well, we don't. The Squidbillies avatar is great. I love the Squidbillies. Said, I just want to remind everybody what we should have been. Yeah, I know. When Nico left, it was like, oh, no, we're going to win 5 or 6 games, and they're going to want to fire Josh. We've already won 6, so, let's see here. Heupel's not capable of coaching a complete enough season. Well, until he does. I can tell you there's plenty of teams out there that would love to have him, LSU and Florida being 2 of them, Penn State being another one. Look, here's the thing. I almost can't emphasize enough how important it is to have a great offense, because then you're in every ball game. You're in every – look, has anybody just boat raced us other than that freak play down there in Alabama? I mean, we outgained them. We outgained Alabama, and we outgained Oklahoma. We need better defense. We miss our shutdown corners, of course, but we've got to be able to run the ball better. We've just got some missing links there. We're close, but not close enough. And it's hard for me to jump on Joey when he's had a great season, 21 touchdowns. I mean, he does throw an occasional interception. We kind of knew that going into going in the season, but a lot of that had to do with how much pressure was on him. And he had a lot of pressure on him tonight. I'm telling you, when you cannot run the ball, thank you for the $10 there. But when you cannot run the ball, you're really putting yourself at risk, because all your defensive backs are back there watching the eyes of that quarterback the whole time, because they don't have to worry about coming up and helping with the run. They don't have to worry about it. Makes a huge difference. Eric, thank you. No comment, just $1.99. I appreciate that. Y'all are being very generous tonight. Oh, gosh, here's another one. Have to recruit better. Yeah, I know it. Well, you got to get a little bit lucky with injuries. But, yeah, I think we've been recruiting pretty good. I wish we recruited the secondary better. I think the defensive line, we've recruited really well. We've got 2 5-stars on that defensive line right now, and David Hobbs and the kid from Alabama that got banged up a little bit in the game. And then the rest of them are 4-stars. I mean, we're really pretty solid on the defensive line. And we have been for the last umpteen years. I mean, ever since Heupel got there after the first year, our defensive line's been really strong. It's been kind of banged up. We had those injuries at first, but, we're missing a couple of key guys that went to the NFL. And it is a little bit of a rebuild on the defensive line this year. It's unfortunate. I don't really know what's going to happen either. Thank you for the 15. That's very generous. I don't know. With this limit on the money, it's going to get real tricky for a lot of teams. I don't know that we're going to have any more dominant teams out there because really the 20.5 is what you got. And yeah, you can have some extra NIL money, and that at some point is going to wind up in court, but everybody's going to be playing on a similar ball field that can come up with 20.5. It's going to make it tricky. Yeah, we gave up 10 points. That, Donovan, that stunk. It just did. Your avatar looks like you sing for a living, or you like to sing. I'm not sure. Or maybe that's an announcer you like. Now, Jim, you're just giving me $10 without even a comment. I appreciate that, Jim Pierce. It's very kind of you. Again, y'all are being very generous. Let's see. Love your channel, and you are correct in your evaluations. Let's see. That's going to end with something. Don't be mad. I'm not mad at you, Will B. I've told you you're allowed to have your opinion. That's the great thing about this channel. I'm not going to yell and scream at you. I don't do that. But I just think you were wrong about that. That's all. You probably think I'm wrong. But you're wrong about thinking that I'm wrong, I think. Thank you for the $5, Will. I don't get mad at folks. I don't. I'm just not that way. Dude, the Squidbillies are unbelievable. I love that avatar. I remember one of the funniest things, wasn't he in Alabama, and he had a song that called Auburn Sucks. That was one of the funny. I mean, I was crying laughing watching that one. I was like, you talking about knowing the Alabama folks. Oh, yeah. He said, I got a truck and Auburn sucks. Thank you for that. Let's see. Beat Florida in the swamp, beat Vandy. Yeah, I mean, we'd be 9-3. It'd be a great 9-3, but we got to beat Florida at the swamp. And we got to beat Diego, and Diego's tough. So we needed this win so bad, especially we're going into an off week. And then we play New Mexico. We got 3 weeks to get Jermod McCoy healthy. Thank you, James. And Jake, thank you. Beat Florida in the swamp. 22 years I've been waiting to beat Florida. I went there the last time. I think it was 2003, or it might have been 2001. I was there. And that's when we beat Spurrier. That's how long it's been since we won at the swamp. And he came out after. I loved the fact that whenever you beat Spurrier, he was just blunt. And he said, yeah. He said, they ran through us, they ran around us, and they ran over us. And he said, we had a great season. We won nothing. Season's over. It was in November, I think, at the time that we played them. And I think they were like 10-1 or something. But that was back when if you lost one ball game, you were done. We didn't have the playoff or anything like that. It was just you were creeked. And that's just how it was. I remember if Florida beat us first of the year, the season was over. Didn't matter what you did after that. So just one more donation to appreciate STJ. STJ, awesome job as always. Thank you, Vols Fan 10. That's very kind of you. Hire sign stealer. No, I don't want Connor. Besides, he's got a 10-year show cause, although that doesn't mean anything these days. Y'all probably have heard that Jeremy Pruitt is coming back to college football as an analyst. Yeah, NCAA has pulled down his whatever it was, his show cause. Said, don't worry about it. It's no problem. So thank you for the $5. Obviously, show cause means nothing, which tells you Connor Stallions could probably come back. So, well, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it stinks. Sometimes it's very difficult. This game started out so good too. I was like, man, we're getting ready to go up 14-0. And the Oklahoma doesn't have a great offense. I was like, we're getting ready to build an insurmountable lead. And we were this close. And then they got that dadgum. Why can't Kitzelman tackle that guy? What is the deal with that? How did that happen? I was just sitting there going, he's not going to tackle him. He's not going to tackle him. And he didn't. He didn't tackle him. And I like Kinselman. I like him a lot. He's a terrific tight end. He got him out of Alabama. He was a 3-star, I think, but he's good. But you got to tackle a guy when you got him by the arm for 20 yards. Just grab his leg or something. No, we're going to the Tidy Bowl, sir, not the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I don't want to go to that stupid Mayo Bowl where they have to dump the mayonnaise on people. I don't care for that. No, thank you. Oh, let's see. Where's the big win? Yeah, I know. We don't have a big – we don't have a big win. We don't. Georgia would have been the big one. We blew it on that. We just don't. We've got just some okay wins. You know, Syracuse actually was a decent win with Angeli, but they're not the same team without Angeli. He was a good quarterback. We almost got him, if you remember. Came real close to taking Angeli over Joey, and then he messed up his Achilles heel, which is just a bad injury. That was a shame. I really hated that for that kid. I was really rooting for him because I thought he played really well against us. He kept him in the game. And he was so surgical and really good at going through his progressions. He was terrific at that. And they lost him. They lost something big there. I hated it for him. But anyway, I want to thank y'all. Y'all been very generous tonight. I appreciate that. Makes it a little less the sting, just a little better than what it was feeling, but this is a tough one. I'm gonna try. Let me see here. I gotta leave you with something that's funny. We need something funny here. I don't want you to
Just walk away.
see. I don't want you to just walk away mad and upset. What can I do here? There's got to be something. Well, here's one.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Why don't you leave her?
There's no crying in football either, so we can't cry about it. Anyway, I appreciate all of y'all, and this is a tough one. This really stinks. It's been a while since we've been 6-3. It's been, we've won 30 games in the last 3 years, so this is tough. I mean, I've been enjoying the Josh Heupel era, and I've learned you got to enjoy these eras. Whether it's Tony Vitello, I think Rick Barnes has done well for us, Josh Heupel, because you never know when one of them's going to leave. You really don't, or somebody's going to come in and pluck them. I mean, that Tony Vitello thing, folks. I mean, that was a hard week, and it's just tough. I mean, this is exactly how I think a lot of us felt when he picked San Francisco.
No. No.
Oh, man. But, hey, let's hold on to Josh Heupel. The season's not over. I know it feels like it is, but look, it's always darkest before the dawn. It'll be all right. And anyway, I'm working on some good videos that'll be really funny. That'll make you laugh. So, and they're very informative too. I worked on one today. I think it's going to be fun. So anyway, I gotta lighten the mood. I'll lighten the mood this week on some things, and then I'll also not lighten the mood because you know how I do. So anyway, I'm going to end this stream. I really appreciate you folks. Y'all made me feel better. I will say that. You made me feel better. I don't know if I helped y'all any, but I tried. I don't know. See y'all next time.